All right, everybody, we are going to go ahead and take a look at activity 2. Where does the energy that is used to charge the Van de Graaff generator go? For us to do this, we're actually going to continue where we left off with springs, and we're going to throw magnets into it. So before we've been using elastic potential energy, and now we are using magnetic potential energy. So Mr. Gilbert has 2 springs, a spring and 2 magnets, and he's going to go and he's going to arrange them so that they repel each other, then try to push them together. So Mr. Gilbert's going to do that, and then when he's done with that, he's going to compare pushing the magnets together to pushing both ends of the spring together to compress it. So let's first take a look at the magnets. When you try to push them together and they're both repelling on the same side, what's going on?
Well, when I try to push them together, I can't. There's like a force that they're pushing out against each other. In fact, if I let go of the magnet, it goes flying.
Do that again for us.
So when right now they're repelling. It doesn't look like they are. I mean, I'm pushing pretty hard, and then when I let go, it goes flying.
Okay, so when you push them together, there's a force that you feel, so much so that if you actually let go of the force on one side, they fly away. Okay, we'll compare that to actually taking the spring and compressing the spring, and tell me what's going on there. How do you feel with that?
So when I do the spring, it essentially it's the same thing. I feel like there's a force that's pushing against it. So it's the same thing.
Okay, so
when I let go of the spring, it almost is doing like, as if I could imagine there's a magnet right here, and when I let go, the magnet goes flying. So it's like there's a force here too.
Okay, so if you guys look at the questions, question 1 is going to say, how does it feel when you push the magnets together compared to when you feel pushing on the spring and pushing the spring together? Mr. Gilbert answered that. Okay, so you're going to be able to answer that question. Then what you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and answer number 2, which is the force you applied to the spring led to the potential energy of the spring in the system. How are the spring system and the magnet system similar? Basically, is there any potential energy in the magnets when he pushes them together? Do you have any evidence for that actually occurring? Watch Mr. Gilbert push them together again.
It's hard to do it.
Okay. Then for number 3, how are the spring system and the magnet system different? And last but not least, number 4, when you push repelling magnets together, is there potential energy in the system? If so, where do you think it is? Okay, so what object or what objects are having this potential energy? If not, what happens to the energy when when you actually push the magnets together? So again, if so, where? And if not, what happens to the energy used to push the magnets together? If there's no potential energy when you're pushing the magnets together, what happens to the energy? So use this short clip of Mr. Gilbert playing with some magnets and some springs to answer questions 1 through 4 on Activity 2, Investigation 2 in Concord Interactions.